Helium was discovered independently by two astronomers on the exact same day in 1868, one in England, the other in France. The point being, they both observed something they couldn't deny, and we are all the better for it. So thank Jansen and Lockyer next time you get birthday balloons or look up the Goodyear blimp. Now, there's no actual chemical element when it comes to draft prospect helium, but it's still being undeniable at making the scouting community take notice collectively. This is Coffee and Curveballs, and the players trying to do exactly that are the topic of conversation. I'm Corey McCartney, joined by Shooter Hunt. And Shooter, you have a list of 25 helium hopefuls for the class of 2026. In the past, we've seen day one MLB draftees, future prep baseball All-Americans come from this list. Really a matter of pride and precedent when it comes to putting it together.
Yeah, it's one of those fun articles I like to do going into that big draft summer where here's some names of guys who may not be famous just yet, but are guys that we've liked within our prep baseball network, behind the scenes, and who some scouts will want to know heading into the summer. So always a good look back too and see how those guys progress. But it's going to be a fun summer with these players.
We begin in the infield where there's a whole lot of pop from corner guys and a middle infielder whose pop was one of the all-time great corner guys, and they are all raking from the left side. There's Californians, Aiden Diomi, Wisconsin's Dominic Santarelli, Tennessee's Colin Bland, and Illinois' Landon Tomey. Diomi, an Arizona commit, just posted in over 1,400 OPS this spring. Santarelli, a Louisville recruit, is carrying a 1,086 exit velo. Bland, a Vanderbilt commit, brings lightning fast hands, 80.5 bat speed, and Tomey, like Bland, a Future Games alum, brings a lot of athleticism. Oh, and he happens to be the son of Hall of Fame slugger Jim.
Oh, you got a lot of good bats there. I think there's must be a trend here because you're throwing out guys who can hit, right? And you talk about Diomi, a kid from Northern California. I loved at the end of last summer the way he stood in the box, slowed things down, the swing decisions. He has the frame to continue making those strength advancements. And like you said, the dude hit all spring. So I would look to him to continue to extend that into the summer. Santarelli was, I mean, shoot, I have never gotten so many messages from the state of Wisconsin. They've had some really good players that they really like, but Vinny Rotino, our scouting director up there, Andy Soroka, the whole staff, from the preseason workouts that he came to, which they said was the single best batting practice session they've ever seen, to the power outputs that he's been continuing to show throughout the spring. It's some loud stuff, and they've had some big time prospects come out of Wisconsin, so that's high praise. He is circled on my list as an absolute must see this summer. Really looking at him as a potential day one guy, honestly, at this point going into the summer, see what he can do. Landon Tomei from the state of Illinois. He's playing with Jaden Fowlsky, is a good chance to be potentially a first rounder, top 40 pick, maybe the best bat in this class. Tomei might be the best hitter on that team right now. That's saying something about him, but it's a double machine, home run machine. He's not as big as his dad just yet, but there's a good chance he's going to continue getting stronger. But the bat the ball's there. There's a professional approach to what he does. He steps in there looking to do damage, and there's a quiet confidence to all that he does on the field. And then you talk about Bland. A lot of the comps thrown out for Bland, a kid from Tennessee, big physical guy, kind of looks like Xavier Isaac. If you can think back to the state of North Carolina a couple of years ago, he's doing really well for the Rays after being a first rounder for them. That dude does not get cheated. And every time he steps in the box, the pitcher has to pitch differently. I am in danger at all times pitching to this big left-handed bat. So he's, again, another guy that I'm looking forward to, especially in the state of Tennessee, which keeps rolling out prospects. And 2026 is a huge year for Tennessee.
Behind the plate, Arizona's Elaine Godinho Gomez, a South Carolina commit, is absolutely fascinating. A switch hitting catcher, future gamer who has pop times down to 174 and an 80-mile-an-hour velo on the throwdown.
I mean, Elaine, he's on a first name basis within our prep baseball network, but a switch hitter who can really swing it. But the defensive work, he is a magician back there, stealing strikes. Got the catch Cam Caminiti first rounder last year. The entire scouting community got a chance to see him just as a sophomore. I think he has a chance to continue to blow up throughout this summer, and guys are going to love, especially throwing to him, because he is going to be stealing all you boys strikes out there on the summer circuit. So get ready for that. Big name to know in the state of Arizona.
The outfielders in your list include two feature gamers, both of whom are currently penciled in for spots in the SEC, and Mississippi's EJ Booth and Georgia's Trevor Condon. I have to be honest, Shooter, I just want to see these two race. Booth, a Vanderbilt recruit, runs a 6.33 in the 60. The Tennessee-bound Condon is in the 6.5s. I'm sure we can make that happen at some point this summer, maybe as soon as MPI.
We'll have to check that out. And we talk about those outfielders. It is a very talented outfield crop in 2026. 2025 is kind of light, kind of searching, although we had some good ones down by you in Georgia. EJ Booth has a chance to really grab the headlines throughout this summer. Great bat the ball. There's impact ability. One of the younger players in the class, turning 18 either right at or right after the draft. Left-handed hitter, runs, plays hard at all times, had a great spring. I'm looking forward to seeing him with that Easley baseball club. And then Trevor Condon. I don't know. You're down in Georgia. Does he have some magic to what he does out in the field for Etowah? Because every time that Ian Smith goes out there, I swear he hits a home run.
Yep.
I already told Ian there's a quota on how much you can talk about this kid because he gets too many hits. There's some Corbin Carroll magic to the way he goes to the field, bat to ball, covers the plate. It's kind of an unorthodox start to the swing, but when he gets into that load and gets into that hitting zone, oh my gosh, this ball flies. Do not be fooled. Undersized is a new 6'4", and Trevor Condon is a guy that every pitcher is going to want to know because he's going to step in the box looking to do damage.
Guy is absolute energy. Now, 7 right-handers make your list, but we're going to put our focus on 4. Georgia's Blake Bryant, Colorado's Ethan Waxman, Alabama's Wyatt Williams, and Kentucky's Grayson Willoughby. Bryant, a Clemson recruit, brings that 6'5" frame to go with the low 90s fastball. The Wake Forest-bound Waxman was a slider with a spin into the 3000s. Williams in Alabama commit 86 strikeouts this spring. The fastball is topping out at 95, and Willoughby, a Kentucky recruit, right there in the velo department. He tossed 2 no-hitters this spring.
I mean, Blake Bryant, you're looking the state of Georgia. I think 26 is going to be a huge year. Georgia is so back, along with Florida, but just moves really well. Confident kid in the mound, athletic, has a frame that projects multiple pitches for strikes, any count. I think the velocity is going to continue to climb for him, and it's something that I will be watching throughout the entire summer. Waxman, you talk about a guy I loved at the Future Games last year. Tons of projection. He's got huge metrics. There's a lot of unteachable about what he does on the mound. 6'4". What did he do from the Future Games last year? Continue to progress. He's up into the mid 90s. He's got wipeout weapons. So he's a guy I think a lot of scouts are going to want to see, along with Elaine, that whole Four Corners network there. Willoughby might be one of the more buzzier names headed into the summer. And he's a guy from Kentucky where he moves really well. It's super smooth and dynamic down the mound. It's a clean arm. He's going to make jumps. I think a lot of guys are going to love him throughout the summer. So keep your eyes on there. And then Wyatt, big Wyatt Williams, up to 95. He's striking everybody out in the state of Alabama. I just, Alabama produces so many big draft talent guys, and he won't be alone, Wyatt Williams. They got 2 other guys in the top 100 in the class. He has a chance to really explode, and I just don't think you can ignore what the state of Alabama has done with regards to the draft, and where a kid like this who's 6'4", 6'5", up to 95, power stuff, going to hunt the zone, going to get swings and misses with the fastball in the zone, especially at the top of the zone. I will be locked in on him and glued to every outing.
Well, make sure you head over to prepbaseball.com for the full list of 2026 Helium hopefuls for us here at Coffee and Curveballs. We're just getting started ahead of a very busy summer. Until next time, I'm Corey McCartney, that's Shooter Hunt, and we'll see you at the Diamond.